Okay, in today's lecture, I'll be taking Voice over Internet Protocol, that is VoIP. It is an acronym for Voice over Internet Protocol. Now, what is your VoIP? It is basically a phone service over the internet. Okay, now if you have a very good internet connection, okay, and you want to make a phone service with the help of internet connection, in that case we can make use of VoIP. Probably it should have a very good bandwidth. Instead of using direct phone line, we can have this internet connection service for this VoIP. Okay, it is basically considered as IP based voice protocol, which provides low cost, advanced end user features and reliable transport mechanism for the voice traffic. Okay, it is gaining much and more importance in today's internet world rather than using normal telephonic conversation. Okay, for this VoIP it is mandatory to have the internet connection. Now we will see the components of voice over IP, how this works and what are the components it has. First component is call control. This call control is known as the controller, which takes care or which controls the call. Okay, the call control element is considered as the brain of the entire operation for VoIP. It can be a type of an appliance, it could be a piece of software, it could be a piece of hardware. Okay, now when we say call controller or the call control is a piece of software, it can easily run on any of the operating system. And when I say it is a type of a network hardware, it would be embedded into the hardware component or it would be embedded into the networking components. Okay, the primary responsibility of the call control is to set up the call, tear down the connection, that means to terminate the connection, provide good strength, provide good signaling, device software servicing, and feature configuration. Okay, so the important role of call control is to take care of the calls which is being initiated during the VoIP communication, and then do the data transfer, do the communication smoothly, and later tear down the connection. Provide a good signal strength is taken care by call controller. Next component is voice and media gateways and gatekeepers. Gateways are configured to use dial peers, which is defined as addressable endpoints to originate and receive calls. Whenever the calls are originated, they have the endpoint. Okay, and whenever the call needs to be terminated, again they have the endpoints, right? So gateways are used to play these roles. Some gateways are directly managed by the call control elements via a control protocol. Now, in VoIP, different types of protocols are used. So, to name a few, H248 or H323, which is also known as SIP, Session Initiation Protocol. Okay, these are the protocols which we use in VoIP, and they're acting as a gateway. There are there are other protocols as well, but right now we are using H323, which is known as SIP, Session Initiation Protocol. Now, what are gatekeepers? Gatekeepers provide intelligence and control routing and authentication, authorization, and accounting information. This triple A stands for authentication, accounting, and authorization, security function. So gatekeepers are the mediators, which are taking care of the security mechanism in terms of triple A. They also perform and assist with certain types of address translation and can consolidate some administrative control elements. Now, they also, they are involved in some type of address translation and they take care of some control elements also. Now, what are these control elements which these gateways or gatekeepers are taking care of? Call details record, that is CDR. Okay, taking care of all calls, keeping a record of all calls, in detail. Communication with monitoring and management system and bandwidth management is also one of the important factor that is taken care by gateway. Okay. Next, MCUs, multi-conference unit. It is a multi-port bridging system for audio, video, and multimedia collaboration. It conferencing and collaboration is used extensively within and across all enterprise as a part of fundamental communication. MCU, that is multi-conferencing unit. It is nothing but for conferencing purpose. When we use different type of media, it is known as MCU. Okay, name itself is given, it is multi-conference unit. That means for the conference purpose. Why are we using this conference word? When we are using voice over internet protocol, in internet connection we can have many people connected. Okay, they would be listening to others and they can talk with each other, right? So that is why they have given it as multi conferencing unit. So when I talk about this MCU, it is, there are the different types of media involved into it which facilitate this security, which is nothing but it is a bridging system for audio and video conferencing. When we use VoIP, of course we are dealing with video, we are dealing with audio, right? So it is taking care of those things. Next component, hardware endpoint. Now hardware endpoint could be your phone, it could be a video codec sitting quietly idle in the office but running 24 into 7. Phone, device, internet, video, they are continuously running 24 by 7. Okay, we can consider that as hardware component or hardware endpoint. Now they are considered as important tool for advanced corporate espionage, eavesdropping or denial of service attack. Okay, now what do you mean by eavesdropping, denial of service attack, espionage? It is, eavesdropping is nothing but somebody is silently sitting in between the two parties and listening to the conversation and taking the data, sniffing the data. So it is known as eavesdropping. What do you mean by denial of service attack? Denial of service attack means to deny these services which should be given to actual users, and the services are given to illegal or fake users. Okay, so the illegal or the fake users may create a random user ID and password, and they may flood the entire network. Okay, or they may create congestion over the network, they may create traffic over the network. As a result, because of these fake users, the actual user will not get access to the network. This is what denial of service, that means it is a type of attack, okay, which has been denied. This type of attack is been denied by the illegal or fake users, so that the legal users will not get access to the system, to the resources, to the network, to the services. So that is why the name is given denial of service attack. Okay, so video codec run all kind of custom code required for video conferencing. So for video conferencing, we usually require video codec. It is a type of hardware component, and content sharing and some other directly exposed to internet. Okay, so what they want to say, to run the video or to run the conferencing over VoIP, it may happen that we may require some of the hardware components. Now these hardware components, okay, these hardware components may also suffer from the above mentioned attack. So these local capabilities are used to make the device more interactive and more functional, and they provide more type of security. Okay, a single phone system may manage thousands of endpoint devices, offering massive exploitable base via DDoS or other type of disruptive attacks. In short, what they want to say, basically they are saying whatever hardware points are involved in VoIP, it could be video, it could be audio. Okay, during these functionalities, whenever the hardwares are used, these hardware has to have some security mechanism. Okay, they have mentioned these hardware suffers from any type of attack. They may suffer from any type of attack. It could be espionage, eavesdropping, denial of service attack, and so on. Okay, fifth component, software endpoints. This is a piece of software that runs on a PC or mobile device and acts like hardware endpoint by registering to the call control elements as a device. Now, when we were taking call control element, we had two components, hardware and software. Okay, so here when I say software, again it is a piece of software that runs on the PC, right? Okay, we need some software to run our VoIP, to support our VoIP. Now this VoIP can easily run on PC, it can easily run on mobile device, right? Now in many places, data usage on a cell phone is less costly than calling minutes, and by running a soft client, cellular usage minutes into IP data stream. Next, call and contact center components. Next component is call and contact center component. Now this is nothing but, again we can call this as call center. We all are heard of, we all are aware of. Very well we know what is a call center. Okay. Call center are by being used 24 by 7 for the better customer approach, better customer service. Okay, they are basically used to place, they are used to take orders, complaints, etc. Centers which are morphed into contact centers and center of excellence. Since these call centers are basically taking care of customer service, these call centers are you morphed into contact centers because we have direct contact with the customers can directly contact the other party. That is why the name is given contact centers, and because they are providing very good service, high quality service to the customers, they are nowadays they're also known as a center of excellence. Okay, and they provide very good service 24 by 7 forever operation and provide all level of support customers, every industry, and they are highly complex distributed system as well. Now there are two components of call system. Okay, these are automatic call detection and interactive voice response, IVR. Automatic call detection and IVR. Automatic call detection moves call arounds, and IVR collects information from the caller and queue those calls in the appropriate places based on agent skills. Okay, automatic call detection and IVR, interactive voice response. Now, how these are done? They take the information from the caller and they put it in the queue. Okay, for those calls in their appropriate places based on their agent and based on the skills. Some systems simply queue calls and route them when the agent is available. When when from the caller these information or the calls are being recorded and they are stored in the queue, whenever the agents are available, these calls will be passed on to the agents whenever the agents are available. Agent meaning other party. Okay, others have advanced speech recognition capability and complicated algorithm predicting a variable such as waiting time for the next agent as well. If one agent is busy, the call will be routed to other agent. If other agent is busy, the call will be, it would be in a queue and then it would be shifted to other agent. So they have various predicting algorithms also which are in, progressing phases where they easily identify the waiting time for the customers. So that is also an ongoing process in the customer call centers. And the last component is voicemail system, VoIP. Okay, is a voicemail system, auto attendant direct inward system, features used for manual call forwarding and automatic call forwarding and other voice messages. Voicemail we have heard of. If the person has a voicemail system installed into its phone, and whenever we try to call the person, if the person is available, the message directly goes to voicemail. Okay, and the call is being recorded whatever you want to talk, and when the person is available, when the person switch on the voicemail, it can easily, he or she can easily go through your message, can easily record your message. Recorded message can easily be taken by the other party. This is about your voicemail system. Okay, it is also known as direct inward system access, which is